See, his brain is completely gone. What a mess.
The same man our father trusted with everything, the responsible one.
They called it madness, but madness does not begin in the mind. It begins with a moment. There was a time, not too long ago, when that same man could walk into a room and people would stand. Not out of fear, but out of respect. He was not the loudest, not the richest, not even the most loved, but he was trusted. And in families like his, trust is more dangerous than hatred. Because the day trust is rewarded with betrayal, something inside a man breaks in a way that no doctor can fix. His father saw something in him the others did not have. Stability. While his brothers chased quick money, he built slow wealth. While his sisters competed for attention, he avoided noise. He was not perfect, but he was steady. And when the old man knew his time was near, he made a decision that would change everything. A decision that did not just create an heir, it created enemies. The will was simple, everything, lands, houses, accounts, businesses, left to one person, him. That day, nobody argued, nobody protested, nobody shouted. They even hugged him, smiled with him, ate with him, because the most dangerous people don't fight you immediately. They wait. Days passed, then weeks, then one evening, they invited him over. Just family, they said. Nothing serious, they said. The table was full. Food, laughter, memories. It felt normal. Too normal. One of them poured him a drink, carefully, gently, lovingly, and that was the moment. His life began to leave him, without him even knowing. At first it was small. He forgot meetings, lost track of time, spoke, and then forgot what he said. They watched, quietly, patiently. Then it grew worse. Voices, confusion, anger, fear. By the time people noticed, it was already too late. They called doctors. Nothing worked. They called pastors. Nothing changed. They called it madness. But nobody asked the right question. What happened before this began? Soon the businesses slipped. The documents changed hands. The control shifted. And one day, they threw him out. But here's what they didn't plan for. Madness is not always permanent. He started wandering, living in the dustbin, eating from it. One night, in the rain, when even dogs had found shelter, someone stopped, an old woman. She looked at him, longer than others did, not with disgust, not with pity, but with recognition. "You are not mad," she said quietly. "You were poisoned." And sometimes healing does not begin in hospitals. It begins with someone who sees. She took him in. Days passed, then weeks, then months. Healing did not come like light. It came like dawn, slow, uncertain, but steady. He began to notice things again. Voices became clearer. Faces stopped shifting. The noise in his head reduced. And then one evening, while staring at a cup of water, his hand froze. A memory, sharp, clear, unforgiving. The glass, the laughter, the way they watched him drink. He dropped the cup. It shattered. "It wasn't madness," he whispered. "It was them." While he was putting himself back together, life had already started responding to what was done. Not loudly, not suddenly, but precisely. He was the brain, the one who said, "We don't fight him, we remove him." After the inheritance shifted into his control, everything seemed to favor him. Deals came easily. Money flowed. Connections grew. Until one deal. Just one. It looked perfect. Documents checked, partners verified, profit guaranteed. He invested everything. Not just money, reputation, influence, power, then overnight. The company vanished. Accounts emptied, phones unreachable, names untraceable. The same way he erased his brother's sanity, his own reality was erased. People came for him, not to help, to collect. He who once stood tall started hiding. She had the softest voice, the calmest smile, the cleanest image. She was the one who said, "Drink this. It will help you rest." After everything, she lived well, too well. But then, sleep left her. Not small insomnia, not stress, real fear. Every night, at exactly the same time, she would wake up, sweating, breathing hard, hearing something, a voice low, familiar. "Don't put it in the drink." She checked her room. Nothing. Checked the doors. Locked. Checked the windows. Closed. But the voice continued, night after night, week after week. The same confusion she helped create became her reality. She stopped sleeping, stopped eating, stopped trusting her own mind. People began to whisper, "Is she okay?" She laughed it off in public, but alone, she was falling apart. He didn't plan it, he didn't pour it, but he enjoyed it. He was there the day they mocked him. The loudest voice, the harshest laughter. "Look at the king of madness," he said. Life hurt him, because slowly, his own son began to change. At first it was small, talking to himself, forgetting things, acting strangely. They said it was stress. They said it was a phase. Until one day, his son looked at him and said, "Dad, there are voices." The pain he laughed at returned to him through the person he loved the most. Hospitals, prayers, confusion, fear. Now he sat in waiting rooms, the same way his brother once sat in silence. But this time, there was no laughter. The ones who said nothing, the ones who watched, the ones who knew and stayed quiet. Their punishment was not loud. It was slow. Loss of peace, broken relationships, unexplainable failures. Because silence in the face of evil is participation. The day he came back, no announcement, no warning. He walked into the same compound where everything started. Clean, calm, present. They saw him and froze. Not because he shouted, not because he fought, but because he was whole, and they were not. There is nothing more terrifying than seeing someone you buried standing again. He looked at them, one by one, not with anger, not with revenge, but with understanding. "You didn't destroy me," he said quietly. "You revealed yourselves." Silence, heavy, uncomfortable, unavoidable. This is how life works. Not everything is punished immediately. Some actions are given time to grow, so that when the consequences come, they don't just hurt, they teach. If you ever think of destroying someone because of what they have, because of what they were given, because of who they are, remember this: what you plant in another person's life will find its way back to yours. Not always the same way, but always with understanding. Some people are not mad. They were betrayed, and some people are not cursed. They are just answering for what they did.
If you enjoyed this story, kindly hit the like button, share the story, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.